The 5 most amazing moves of American wizard at the chessboard, Hikaru Nakamura. Hikaru is a legend of online chess, one of the best Blitz players ever. And we're now going to take a look at sparkling moments, sparkling moves that he has played. Can you predict Hikaru's moves? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel now, otherwise the ginger beard will come after you. I'm having a little bit of a Christmas hangover at the moment, so I need to cheer myself up, and Hikaru's going to do that, to me. In this first example, Hikaru has the black pieces against the legendary player Boris Gelfand. Hikaru's queen is being attacked, and he's played a very aggressive King's Indian defence, a favourite opening of Garry Kasparov amongst others, and Bobby Fischer, the hero of, I'm sure, Hikaru Nakamura. Now, what move in this position did Hikaru play? A really shocking yet beautiful idea. Can you spot it? I wouldn't say this is too easy to get you started, but I think some of you guys and girls will get it. Queen to d3. It's one of those moves you just want to slide along the board and then screw into the square and then look at your opponent and say, I'm rather clever, aren't I? And this move threatens checkmate by capturing on f3, and it's really a distraction idea as well, because both the queen and the bishop can be taken. But if the queen is taken, g2 is now left undefended, and bishop to g2 is checkmate. This is the main idea. And if the bishop is taken, queen takes f3 also leads to checkmate. Gelfand tried to fight on with knight takes e5, but now Hikaru played another lovely move. Bishop takes f1, leaving the queen on pre, because the g2 square is the main aim. And Hikaru simply won a piece by capturing on c3 and went on to win. A very nice game. And if you do want to check out some of Hikaru's other brilliant victories in the King's Indian defence, go and check out some of my premium videos on the chess.com website, where I look at a number of his King's Indian defence victories. On to example number 2. In this next example, white is Hikaru, and he's playing against ex-FIDE world champion Ponomaryov from Ukraine. And the black king is stuck in the middle of the board, and white is also exchange up. But the next move is a beautiful way to keep the attack going. Can you spot the rather surprising idea that Hikaru now unleashed upon his opponent? Come on, you can do it. Queen takes e5. And this is a beautiful way to try to get rid of this f-pawn, because now if the queen is taken, you can see that rook is no longer blocked by a pawn, and bishop to h5 check leads to checkmate next move. Look at those beautiful rooks on the open files where they belong, and this is a very nice little tactic. Hikaru one of the sharpest tactical players around nowadays, without a shadow of doubt. And after king to f7 in the game, Hikaru's attack raged on with queen to g3. In this next example, Hikaru's very strong opponent, Krasenko, has just played bishop takes f6, releasing the rook on the queen. Now this might look to be rather tragic for Hikaru, but Hikaru had seen that little bit further. That is why he is the new American wizard. Maybe Fabiano will have something to say about that, but he's certainly a tactical mastermind. And what move now did Hikaru play which led to a beautiful attack? And try to calculate as far as you can from this moment on. So you might see the first move, but just try to visualize how it will continue the attack. Queen takes f2. The attack, the rocket launcher comes in. And this basically draws the white king out into the open. King takes, and now bishop to c5 check, dominating bishops. King to f3. Had the king gone backwards, then the other bishop would be released with this move c3. And look at those bishops, they're like cannonballs aiming at the white king. After king to f3, the attack continues. And we just got to keep checking and creating threats now. Rook takes f6 check, king to g4, knight to e5 check. The white king can't survive in such an open and exposed position. King g5, rook g6 check, king h5, and now a star move here. Pawn to f6. Sometimes it's the quiet moves in the midst of the battle which really sparkle and really are the magical moments. And this quiet move sets up checkmate threats with rook h6, for example. Rook takes e5, the only way to avoid that, but now the rook comes in, and again we see a beautifully quiet yet deadly move here. Bishop to c8. Really, really beautiful idea. Stopping the white king from ever retreating, threatening rook checkmates, and there's nothing that white can do here, so white ends up resigning. Beautiful stuff. Let's move on to another sparkling moment from Hikaru's play. Well, this next move is a little bit of a bolt from the blue, I'd say. The black king is rather exposed, and Hikaru with the white pieces now opens it up further. Maybe quite a, I would say, you know, easy-ish tactic to spot. I don't know, you can be the judge of that. What move did Hikaru now play? Bishop takes h7. And the reason I picked this, maybe it's not one of the most sparkling and beautiful moves you've ever seen, but in my eyes it's very thematic, and it still requires some very precise calculation. Now, the main idea is to bring the rook into the attack, and the reason it's thematic is often when three pieces are attacking a weak king, it will lead to checkmate. A bit of advice well worth remembering. After queen takes h7, rook to f5 now threatens rook to h5, and there's not much black can do here because the knight is also attacked. Rook g8 tried, queen to f3, and now the tactical thing that really Hikaru must have seen in advance, and hopefully you guys saw it in advance, otherwise this whole sacrifice doesn't quite gel. Rook g5, what do you play? Rook takes g5 and queen to f8, winning the knight, leading to a winning position. This is a key thing you must have seen right from the outset. Did you see that? Didn't see it? Maybe you shouldn't be playing bishop takes h7 in the first place, should you? Calculation is key. The reason I love this position here is because it's basically Hikaru saying to Magnus, whatever you did, I did before you. They're kind of rivals, Hikaru and Magnus. Magnus getting the better of Hikaru, but can you remember my previous video on Magnus Carlsen's 5 most amazing moves and the move that gave him the World Championships? Now, if you want to get better at chess, it's about remembering patterns. And what is the move here? Black to play and to boom! Explode the board with a lovely checkmate idea. Can you see it? Boom! Queen takes a3 check. And this is a lovely way to force checkmate. I don't know if you can call it a sacrifice because it's checkmate next move, but it's exactly the same kind of idea that Magnus Carlsen did to become world champion. But Hikaru did this, I think, in 2002, so well before Magnus Carlsen. Whatever you do, Magnus, I did before you, just remember that. And next move, the rook is going to go to a1, delivering checkmate, whatever white plays. King takes, rook a1, checkmate. Pawn takes, rook a1, checkmate. Very, very